with a Squid. Okay.
Mystery hand for ST. He limps into Jack 9 offsuit. Heisen. Limitless. King Jack. Also the button is gonna get after it. You heard Sky, 35,000. Don't know what ST has yet, but we have seen him mix in pre-flop limp 3-bets, especially when coming from early. Not this time, however, just calls. Aaron's been a little spicy. He's getting in there. Maybe faked me out. Are you thinking better of it, Aaron? Nah, he's in there. I love that for you, Aaron. Get in there. And that, of course, is going to bring in Hai Young. And we're going 4 ways. 147,000 in the middle.
Straight away, we're playing 1K, 2K with a 3K Squid. Squid's a crazy format. The amount you're playing for is very dynamic player to player, but with a 3K progressive Squid, these guys are playing for a lot. So just imagine that there's somewhere between $30,000 to $60,000 dead money in the pot at this stage, just by virtue of being able to win the Squid. So Victor raises a button with King Jack offsuit. He's going to get called by ST, Aaron, and HY. Of course, we're not used to Jack 9 offsuit calling such a huge raise with people left to act. But Aaron has 4 squids, so Aaron's playing, guys, for probably over $50,000 dead money in a spot. When you get a 5th squid, there's a big multiply for how much they're worth. So he's definitely going to have to call, HY is going to have to call, and we're going to take a flop.
And Aaron flops open-ended, and Victor as well to the better end. And we still don't know what ST has. Hai Young with bottom pair.
45.
He's going to struggle to hold on. You heard limit 45. He's in. Certainly have an array of hands. 8-9, some 10x's. SC's range still somewhat undefined. Aaron's certainly going nowhere, deciding how aggressive he may or may not want to be.
Flop comes Queen 10-7 Rainbow, very good for the pre-flop raisers. Range 2 high cards, dry Rainbow disconnected, so Victor bets with his King Jack. Want to bet small, kind of puts everyone in a sandwich multi-way. ST's gonna call, Aaron's gonna call, and HY of course has to fold, because when people call before you, the more people call, the worse your hand gets. And 7-8 just not good enough.
And Hai Young gets out of the way. We're going 3 ways now. 2 players open-ended, 1 player with a mystery hand. And that's a card. Aaron bangs off the straight to the king. Victor makes top pair open-ended. And he's betting.
13.5.
Aaron loves this. 135. ST has not folded. ST can certainly have 10x of spades, 7x of spades, 8, 9 of spades. Hands like king 10, queen 10. That's to somewhat worry that Aaron's behind as well. Remember, ST limped early position, just called the raise. Taking his time, and he calls. And now Aaron with a straight to the king. Sitting there with the second nuts. Does he spring in the raise? Certainly beats a lot of value hands that Victor could be betting turn with. King, queen, sets.
还有我不知道，就
And this pot is escalating. We're already at 552. You heard him. Just gonna put in that call first, and now we're gonna see what the number is. You heard Sky. It's 635. That's half a mil more. Top pair open-ended. Does he think that Aaron has a hand maybe like Queen Jack, Jack 10 trying to play bully? You hate to bet top pair open-ended and then fold. But that might just be what's in order for limit. Down. And now ST. Limped early position. Faced the isolation after 2 limps behind from Limitless on the button. Chose to call. There was a small hesitation pre-flop. I think that hesitation was to decide whether he wanted to limp 3-bet or not. We can't completely rule out a hand like Ace Jack for ST. It's certainly in there. He wouldn't always limp 3-bet pre. and he wouldn't always check raise the turn. So even though we do discount it a little bit, it's certainly in range. Maybe not the entire 16 combinations, of course. But maybe a hand like Ace Jack with a spade is in there, a little bit less concerned with a spade rolling off if he was to slow play. But the majority of his range is going to be something like 2-pair combos, 7x a spade, 10x a spade. Long tank here for ST. And remember, these two have some history with that 10-9 of diamonds, king, queen of diamonds from earlier.
4人
ST calls.
Turn king, improving Aaron, improving Victor. Victor has a very borderline hand. This is a type of hand which you could bet to check back the river, or you could check back and then decide what to do on the river. They're both okay. You could go either way. A hand like aces or ace kings, similar. Mostly check back, sometimes bet to check back. So he bets half pot. ST calls, and he's calling with a player left to act, so this is a strong range. He can't really call like Jack 10 of clubs, Ace 10 of clubs here. He needs a very good hand. Even Ace Queen would have to fold. And Aaron with Jack 9 is faced with a question of raising, and I'm gonna pop something up for you guys to look at. This is Equilab. Here I'm giving Victor a bet calling range against a check raise. Basically, like I said, King Jack, Ace King Aces, they're barely even bets on the turn, so definitely they're not calling the raise. And I think it's reasonable to assume that to call the raise, he needs something like top 2 plus. I'm not going to put in the various spade combo draws because they don't matter too much. They're going to have decent equity versus your Jack 9 anyway. So yes, something like this would be the range you would hope continues when you check raise, even though in practice King Queen might fold. And the surprising thing here is Jack 9 only has 56.5% against this range. Now, you might say Jack 9's a second nuts, pile money in, but these guys are very, very deep. If you check raise and you get called and you have 56%, and there's a street left to play, you're in trouble. The hand is basically not good enough. And that's very rare for the second nuts, but it's very common on these straightened boards where it's, 16 combos of nuts straight. So I would not raise Jack 9. I think Aaron should just call. He raises to $635,000. Can't blame him. Victor has a very easy fold. His hand is barely a bet on the turn, so he's going to let this one go fairly quickly. And ST is going to call. And if we imagine what is his range, like we said, he could have some straights, he could have king queen, and he could have some kind of spade combo draw. So Jack 10 of spades, Ace 10 of spades, Ace 7 of spades. Those kind of hands would call, but they're not going to pay you off on the river.
Aaron still with the second nuts. Spades did brick out. Both players sit back in their chair. I think the play for Aaron is to send it. Chooses a smaller size. Half pot. Thinks this gets called more often. ST immediately counts out 800. Just about half his stack. It's a difficult position for hands like 2-pair. And he sends it in! Oh, that's gross. This is no longer 2-pair, and you're getting a sick price. There are no 2-pair combinations in ST's range. He would just either call or fold those hands. So this is either a chop, we're losing, or he's bluffing. And what type of holdings would bluff this river? I mean, you're basically targeting 2-pair to fold, so you probably don't even want a pair in your hand. But then how do you get here if you're ST? Wow, this is gross. And he clicks call. Oh, hesitates. Sigh of disgust. You saw the chips basically get in there.
So he calls rivers an 8. And if we think about ST's range on the river, like we said, Jack 9, Ace Jack, King Queen, all the spade hands don't matter. They're just folding. But yeah, something like that. With King Queen, like I said, being a bit questionable, he might even fold King Queen on the turn. Here he checks. Aaron goes for half pot bet. SD thinks a bit and shoves all in, and Aaron, instantly not happy, shaking his head. He realizes he can have every single combo of Ace Jack, so SD is not shoving here with Jack 9. He's not shoving here with a set. He realizes his hand is just a bluff catcher. So he's not happy. Not many people bluff in this spot when you're super uncapped. But great odds, second nuts. I don't blame anyone for making call here, even though definitely a fold you could make. Aaron ends up calling to lose a $5 million pot, with the interesting thing being, had he not raised the turn and just called, River would have gone check, 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 and he would have dodged a $5 million cooler.